Jayo Radha Motovo Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Motovo Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Balaba Girivaradari Gopi Jana Balaba Girivaradari Yashodanandana Brajjana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajjana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Motovo Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Motovo Kunja Bihari Jayam Vishnupad, Paramahamsa, Paragraj Kacharasa, Ashtotala Sata Shishimad, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Shla Prabhupada Ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Brinda Ki, Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki, Nitai Go Premanandi, all glories is some devotees, all glories is some devotees, all glories is some devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Narayanam namaskritya naram cheva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirayat. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 11, chapter entitled The Transcendental Qualities of Vritra Asura, text number 20. Nanveshavadras tava shakra tejasa Hare dadiches tapasa chatejita Te naiva shatrum jahi vishnu yantrito Yato Hariya Vijaya Shrir Gunastata Nanveshavadras Tava Shakra Tejasa Hare Dadiches Tapasa Chatejita Tenaiva Shatrum Jahi Vishnu Yantrito Yato Hariya Vijaya Shrir Gunashtata Nanvesha Vajras Tava Shakra Tejasa Hare Dadiches Tapasa Chatejita Tenaiva Shatrum Jahi Vishnu Yantrito Yato Hariya Vijaya Shrir Gunastata Nanu, certainly. Esha, this. Vajraha, thunderbolt. Tava, of yours. Shakra, O Indra. Tejasa, by the prowess. Hare, of Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Dadiche, of Dadichi. Tapasa, by the austerities. Cha, as well as. Tejita, empowered. Tena, with that. Eva, certainly. Shatrum, your enemy. Jahi, kill. Vishnu Yantrita, ordered by Lord Vishnu. Yata, wherever. Hari, Lord Vishnu. Vijaya, victory. Shri, opulences. Gunaha, and other good qualities. Atata, there. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. O Indra, King of Heaven, the thunderbolt you carry to kill me has been empowered by the prowess of Lord Vishnu and the strength of Didichi's austerities. Since you have come here to kill me in accordance with Lord Vishnu's order, there is no doubt that I shall be killed by the release of your thunderbolt. Lord Vishnu has sided with you. Therefore, your victory, opulence, and all good qualities are assured. Translation responsively. O Indra, King of Heaven, the thunderbolt you carry to kill me has been empowered by the prowess of Lord Vishnu and the strength of Didichi's austerities. Since you have come here to kill me, in accordance with Lord Vishnu's order, there is no doubt that I shall be killed by the release of your thunderbolt. Lord Vishnu has sided with you. Therefore your victory, opulence, and all good qualities are assured. Purport. Vritrasura not only assured King Indra that the thunderbolt was invincible, but also encouraged Indra to use it against him as soon as possible. Vritrasura was eager to die with the stroke of the thunderbolt sent by Lord Vishnu so that he could immediately return home back to Godhead. By hurling the thunderbolt, Indra would gain victory and enjoy the heavenly planets, remaining in the material world for repeated birth and death. Indra wanted to gain victory over Vritrasura and thereby become happy. But that would not at all be happiness. The heavenly planets are just below Brahmaloka, just as stated by the Supreme Lord, Krishna. Abrahma bhuvana loka puna avatino Arjuna. Even if one achieves Brahmaloka, he must still fall to the lower planetary systems again and again. However, if one goes back to Godhead, he never returns to this material world. By killing Vritrasura, Indra would not actually gain, he would remain in the material world. Vritrasura, however, would go to the spiritual world. Therefore, victory was destined for Vritrasura, not for Indra. Omagyan Timidandasya Kananjana Shalakaya Chakshurimilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swa Padantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubi Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So the Bhagavatam is Amala Puranam. Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam. The Srimad Bhagavatam is pure. It is spotless. Amala Purana. It is actually the preferred Purana of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would listen, it says in Chaitanya Bhagavat, to the Srimad Bhagavatam again and again and again, read by Gadadhar Pandit. Gadadhar Pandit is non-different from Srimati Radharani. So who is better to give class on Bhagavatam than Gadadhar Pandit? Because he's non-different from Radha, from Srimati Radharani. So if the speaker has realization, then the Bhagavatam becomes potent. The higher realization that the speaker has, the more potent the Bhagavatam becomes. Just like it is said in the beginning that the Bhagavatam is already sweet like a mango, but when the mango is pecked by the beak of the shuka, which means the parrot, it becomes more sweet. Just like if there's a mango on the tree and the parrot pecks the mango, it becomes sweeter. Why? Because then the mango has to repair itself. The tree has to prepare the mango, so it sends more energy to that particular fruit. So then it becomes juicier and sweeter. So when the Bhagavatam is already sweet, but when it's spoken by someone who has realization, vijnana, then it becomes more sweet. It becomes more nectarian. It becomes more, the rasa, or the juice becomes more intense. So this is the way the Bhagavatam is spoken. So Gadadhar Pandit is the most exalted personality. Who is better to teach us about devotional service than Gadadhar Pandit, who is non-different from Radharani? Who is better to teach us about devotional service than Radharani? Because Radharani is the Vrindavaneshwari, she's the queen of Vrindavan. She is the greatest devotee. So if Gadadhar Pandit is speaking Bhagavatam, then Bhagavatam becomes the sweetest. So when Gadadhar Pandit was speaking, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would want to hear the Bhagavatam hundreds of times. So it says in Chaitanya Bhagavat that the pastime of Dhruva Maharaj and the pastime of Prahlad Maharaj, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would hear that hundreds of times from Gadadhar Pandit. When he'd finish reading it, he'd say, read it again. And then he would recite it and say, read it again. Right? The devotees want to discuss the philosophy of Krishna consciousness again and again and again. Prabhupada said, discuss it from many different angles of vision. We come together as devotees and we discuss from different angles. We try to extract as much amrita, as much nectar from the Bhagavatam as we can. So, the Bhagavatam is full of amrita. Amrita means nectar. Mrita means death. Amrita means without death. So what is amrita? It is something you drink which makes you not die. Hands up if you'd like to drink something that makes you not die. That is called amrita. So just over there in the silver pot, you have charan amrita. If you drink that, you will not die. It is possible. Why? Because this material form will die. Your body will die. You can't do anything about it. Everyone will die. Just like one time, Prabhupada was in Vrindavan. Hands up if you've been to Vrindavan. Very good. So Prabhupada was in Vrindavan. And one of his disciples, she had a young girl. And the young daughter, they were devotees. Right? And the young girl, she was like only 12 years old or something. And she had leukemia. Leukemia means like a blood cancer. So she was going to die. So her mother was upset. Right? So she brought the daughter to see Prabhupada. And when she came in, Prabhupada was just about to go and take bath. And they were upset. They began to cry. And Prabhupada just had his gamsha on. He was about to go and take bath before his lunch. Prabhupada was very regulated. Right? Everything was very regulated. So he was just about to go and take his bath, and they came in, they were crying, they were very upset. Prabhupada, my daughter, she's going to die, she has leukemia. Prabhupada said, you will die today, she will die tomorrow, and I will die the next day. And they were shocked. They were still. And then Prabhupada repeated. He said, she will die today, you will die tomorrow, and I will die the next day. This is the reality of this material world. The material world is asat. The Bhagavatam says in the beginning, it will teach us the difference between reality and illusion. When you study the Bhagavatam, that's what you will understand. This material world is not reality, it is illusion. You will die. When Prabhupada was leaving his body in 1977 in Vrindavan, he said to his disciples, do not think this will not happen to you. Don't think it won't happen to you. You will die. This material body will die. You've died so many times already. Why can't we remember our previous lives? Sometimes people ask this. Why can't we remember our previous lives? Because then you have to remember every time that you died. And that's not pleasant. You were a fly. Remember in your previous life, you were a fly and someone squashed you. Imagine you had to remember that. You were having breakfast and then you thought, oh my God, someone just squashed me. They're too intense for the mind. That's why everything gets wiped out. Jnanam smritiya apohanam cha, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. I give you knowledge, remembrance and forgetfulness. Why do we forget our previous life? Krishna makes us. Otherwise, too intense. You have to remember everything. Imagine you have to remember every time you had your teeth pulled out in every lifetime. Too much for the mind. That's why everything is wiped out. So the Bhagavatam teaches us the difference between reality and illusion. Reality is, as Prabhupada says in his purport, it is Krishna consciousness. It is going back to live in Goloka, in Vaikuntha with Krishna. In this material world, it is simply suffering. Amrita. Amrita means death. Amrita means without death. The Bhagavatam is Amrita. It teaches us how to become without death. Hands up if you don't want to die. You have to die in this body, but if you go back to the spiritual world, you don't die anymore. In the spiritual world, you don't die. No one dies in the spiritual world. You get up every morning, everyone still looks the same. You get up here every morning, everyone looks different. Right? You look at a picture of me, like 20 years ago, totally different. Right? Everyone looks different here. Nothing stays the same here. But in the spiritual world, everyone looks the same, eternally. Krishna never gets older. How old is Krishna? Yeah, about 16 years old. No. So he's 16 years old. He always looks 16. You get up in the morning, he's 16. And you say to Krishna, 1 million years ago, you were 16. Still, everything is Navayovana. Purusham, Puranam, Navayovanam cha. Brahma Samhita says. He is the oldest person, but he always looks fresh. We don't look fresh. We look worn out. Hands up if you're tired. Some are. Some are not. That's good. Material world makes you tired. Srila Prabhupada says, material world is like hard wood, and you have to learn to carve Krishna out of it. That's what the material world is like. It's hard. Material world is Durga. Durga means tough going. Durga. Right? It's difficult. This is a difficult place. Material world is difficult. Hands up if you understand what I'm talking about tonight. This is a difficult place. It's not an easy place. Now you have to learn to carve Krishna out of that hard wood. But you have to make Krishna. It's hard work, but you have to do it. And when you do it, then you will understand Krishna. So this place is Amrita. It is Mrita. Mrita means death. Mriti means dust. Death. Just like in Christianity, we say, when someone passes away at the funeral, sometimes the priest says, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. This is from the Bible. Have you read the Bible? A little bit. Very good. You know one shloka. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. This is from the Bible. So this body, it is made of dust, earth. And then at the end, then it becomes Mriti, dust. So this place is called Marchaloka, Mriti, the place where you will die. All the demigods, they live above us. When they look down at earth, what do they call it? They call it Marchaloka. Marchaloka means everyone there dies. They look down and they say, and then they turn to someone and they say, did you see that guy? And they look back and say, oh, he's gone. Everyone dies. It doesn't take long here. 80 years is not a long time. 90 years, 100 years. If you're 100 years old, you get a letter from the Queen. Congratulations. Congratulations. Now, she is almost 100 years old. She will leave very soon. If she makes it to 100, maybe she'll make it, but, she will leave very soon. Everyone here. It's not very long. 100 years is not a long time. My grandmother, whenever I would go and see her, she left this world, maybe it's 7 years ago, 8 years ago. She was 89. It's quite good. It's quite good, 89. But she always said to me whenever I saw her, she said, where does all the time go? It feels like all that 80 years just gone like that. That's why Prabhupada says, don't waste time. Use your time to make advancement in Krishna consciousness. You should be becoming more conscious of Krishna. Hands up if you feel like you're becoming more conscious of Krishna. Yeah, good. If you didn't put your hand up, you're in trouble. Seriously. You should always be, each year, you should look at your devotional service. Every Gorpanim, every Janmashtami, whenever you look, once a year, look at it. Did I make advancement this year? Am I going forward towards Krishna? I'm becoming more Krishna conscious? Well, spiritual life is not static, it is ecstatic, Prabhupada says. Static means you sit in one place. You can't sit in one place. You're either going backwards or forwards, that's all. Krishna says, 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita, you can't stop doing anything, even for one moment. Okay, everyone don't do anything, just for 1 minute. You smiled, okay. You moved your head. You are laughing. You're thinking, why is he doing this? Everyone is doing something. You can't stop. So you can't not do anything. You have to either go forward or backwards. So in spiritual life, you have to make sure you're always going forward. Maybe you go back a little bit, but make sure it's forward. 1 step back, 2 steps forward. 1 step back, 2 steps forward. Like that, always forward in spiritual life. So this world is called Mrita, Marchaloka. Everything is temporary here. It's a bad bargain. Sometimes you go to the grocer, you buy fruit, fal, and when you take it home, you bite it, oh, it's not good. Sometimes like that, material world. Right? So this material world is bad bargain. Everything is problem. It says there is sand in the sweet rice. Hands up, you like sweet rice. Kia. So you're eating the sweet rice, and then someone puts sand in it. And then, ooh, you can't enjoy it. That's what the material world is like. You cannot enjoy it. I knew one lady, she went to Cairns. Have you been to Cairns? Up north of Australia. Very beautiful place. Weather is nice, nice place. So people go there for holiday. So she went to Cairns, work hard for many months, save her money, buy the ticket, got to Cairns, but then went and sat on the beach. But then there was a plague of marsh flies. You know the marsh fly, the big fly in Australia, and they bite you. They drive you nuts. We have them at the farm sometimes. They just bite you. Every time they land, like this, they just bite. Very annoying. So there was hundreds of thousands of marsh flies. So she paid all this money, went to the beach, couldn't sit on the beach. Right? Because every 2 minutes, that's the material world. Enjoy yourself. Have a good time. Enjoy yourself. You cannot enjoy in this material world. Material world means there's always sand in your sweet rice. There's always a marsh fly on your beach. There is not permanent enjoy here. So what is the answer? Prabhupada says in the purport. You have to go to the other place. So then this Bhagavatam the Bhagavatam is the spotless Purana. And it is teaching us, good teaching, when you're a good teacher, you have to show contrast to make the students understand. How do you understand if something is good? Right? You show people this is bad. And when you understand what is bad, then what is good makes more sense. So Bhagavatam does this continuously. Right? What is good? Vritrasura's consciousness. Who was Vritrasura? Chitraketu, previous life. He got cursed, he became Vritrasura. Yeah. But what is his surname? Asura. His first name is Vritra, and his second name is Asura. So if you come to the temple and someone says, "What is your name?" you say, "Mr. Asura." Everyone will look at you and think, "Who is this guy?" He is a demon. Asura. Asura means demon. Sura means Devata, demigod. Their cousins are called Asura. Right? They're demons. What is a demon? A demon is someone who wants to not follow the rules of God. Doesn't want to follow Krishna's teachings. That is called Asura. Right? Doesn't want to follow. Whatever Krishna teaches, I will not follow that. That is the Asuras. They don't follow Krishna's teachings. Right? So these Vritrasura, he was born in Asura body, Asura family, just like us. Some of us are born in Asura family. Right? Some of us are born. Our family may not be so good. You know, your relatives may not be well-behaved people. But you can be a devotee. What is the most famous example? Someone was born in the family of demon? Sri Prahlad. Prahlad Maharaj. Right? He was born in the biggest demon family ever. His father was biggest demon ever. What was his dad's name? Hiranyakashipu. Biggest demon ever. Right? When Hiranyakashipu died, who did he become next lifetime? Ravana. Right? When he was Ravana, he thought, I am the biggest demon. Ravana thought, I am the biggest demon. And then Narada said to him, you're not the biggest demon. He said, last time you were much bigger. He said, how can I be bigger? How can I be more powerful? He said, come with me. And he took him. And then he showed him one mountain, small hill, made of gold. Pure gold, like big, like small hill, just made of gold. And he said, you know what this is? He said, that was your earring in your previous life. And Ravana saw that, he thought, last lifetime was much more powerful. Hiranyakashipu, much more powerful than Ravana. Huh? Hiranyakashipu, then Kumbhakarna, Ravana, then Shishapal, Dantavakra, each time becoming less powerful. Right? Then Jagai Madai, right? But much more powerful in the beginning. So biggest demon ever, right? But his son was devotee. So it doesn't matter what family you were born in. Devotional service is not dependent on anything material. Chaitanya Charitamrita teaches us this. Nothing material stops the flow of bhakti. Nothing material. You cannot make any excuses. Sometimes devotees make excuse. Oh, I can't do my devotional service because... No, nothing can stop your bhakti. There is no material circumstance. Even if you're born in family of demons, you can still be a devotee. Nothing can stop you. You can focus on Krishna. Prahlad Maharaj did that. His dad was not favorable. What was his dad trying to do? Kill him. Hands up if your father ever tried to kill you. That's intense, right? The father gets you, right? Or doesn't get you, but tells his servants, throw him off the mountain. Imagine your father said that. Get my son, throw him off the mountain. Oh, they came back. It didn't work. He's still alive. What do you mean he's still alive? He's still alive. Okay. Throw him in the pot of boiling oil. They threw him in the pot of boiling oil. Right? They came back. He's still alive. What do you mean he's still alive? Throw him under the elephants. All right? So the elephants were trying to crush him. Came back. He's still alive. What do you mean he's still alive? Poison him. Give him a birthday cake. All right? Birthday cake. Ate the cake full of poison. Still alive. What do you mean he's still alive? They could not kill this boy. Why? Because if Krishna wants to protect you, no one can kill you. If Krishna wants to kill you, no one can protect you. This is Krishna consciousness. No one can protect you if Krishna wants to take you. But if he wants to look after you, no one can. So Vritrasura, he was very intelligent. Why? Because he understood Krishna wants to take my life. How did he take his life? He made one thunderbolt. Because they could not defeat him. Indra already tried to kill him, and then what happened? 40. Yeah. He came on Airavata. Have you seen Airavata? Have you been to the Melbourne Zoo? Did you see Airavata there? Big elephant, did you see? No, you didn't see Airavata. Airavata has 10 trunks. Did you see the elephant with 10 trunks? That's Airavata. You won't see it at Melbourne Zoo. Melbourne Zoo, they cheat you, just one trunk. They don't have the good elephants there. The amazing elephants have the 10 trunks. So Airavata, when Vritrasura hit him, he pushed him right back. Right? The strongest elephant in the universe, but he just pushed him back. Indra already tried to kill Vritra. He could not do it. But then if Krishna helps you, you can do anything. So then they got the thunderbolt made of the bones of Dadichi. We spoke about that last week. And then he threw the thunderbolt at him, hit his neck. And how long did it take for the thunderbolt to go through his neck? 1 year. No, 1 year. Was it 1,000? I think Bhagavatam says 1 year, doesn't it? Yeah, I think 1 year. I think it's 1 year. It doesn't matter however long it took. But imagine 1 year. Imagine it takes 1 year to kill you. That's how powerful you are. Right? The thunderbolt had to go gradually going through his neck. It took a year to get through his neck. And what was he doing while the thunderbolt was going? Imagine your thunderbolt's going through your neck, taking 1 year. What would you do? Right? He's just sitting there. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. I wish this thunderbolt would hurry up. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. 1 year. Right? And then what happened after 1 year? Goloka Prapti. His soul went to Goloka Vrindavan. And when you go to Goloka Vrindavan, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, you never come back to Dank Street. There is no Dank Street in the spiritual world. There is only Jumuna, Govardhan, Nandagram, Vashana, Radha Kund. All these places are there. There is no street signs in the spiritual world. So this is Goloka Prapti. So Prabhupada is saying in the material world, he's saying in the Bhagavatam, stop being attached to the material world. Hands up if you're attached to the material world. Bhagavatam says, stop it. This is one of the offenses against the holy name. In the morning, after Mangalarti, we chant 10 offenses. What is one of the offenses? To maintain material attachments, even after understanding so many instructions on the matter. How many times have we heard this instruction? Give up your material attachments. And then every day we have more attachments. Right? So Bhagavatam is teaching us, give up this material world, it will not make you happy. Why are you attached? Why do you stay attached to this material world? It will not make you happy. Give up your attachments. Become attached to Krishna. And then at the time of death, if you're attached to Krishna, Krishna says, yam yam vapi smaram bhavam. Whatever you remember at the time of death, that's where you will go to. If you remember Dank Street, you will come back to Dank Street. Which is not so bad for us, because it just means we come back to the temple again. It's okay. It's good, but it's not the best. What is the best? You go to Goloka Vrindavan. Goloka Vrindavan, you can eat sweet rice all day. And you never get indigestion. You know something? You know Madhu Mangala? Who is Madhu Mangala? Krishna's funny Brahmana friend, Madhu Mangala. All the devotees like Madhu Mangala. Sometimes he has argument with the gopis. They upset him. And then because he's Brahmana, he says, now I will curse you, I'm very upset. And then all the gopis come and he says, I will curse all of you. You've made me very upset. You will all get married to husbands who already have 10 wives, and you will be the 11th wife, and you will have to serve all the other wives, and he starts giving these curses. And the gopis, they become a little bit frightened. They say, no, don't curse us, don't curse us. What do you want? We will serve you, right? And then Madhu Mangala says, give me 1 million ladus. So then the gopis, they bring 1 million ladus, and I can take you to the place in Varshana where he sits and he eats 1 million ladus. You want to see that place? You come, I'll show you. He eats 1 million ladus. You think this is true or not true? Yes, it is true. I'll show you the place. The place is there, I can show you. He sat there, he ate 1 million ladus. This is Krishna consciousness. This is Krishna consciousness. 2 ladus, this is material world. That is your problem. You have 2, you say, enough, Prabhuji, enough. Material, in spiritual world, they don't do this. Enough, no. There's no system like this. 1 million. And at the end he says, okay, now I'm happy, I won't curse you. This is the spiritual world. There's difference. Material world is limited and temporary. Krishna says, Gita, limited and temporary. Material world. You can't enjoy yourself here. All the enjoyment is limited. And it is temporary enjoyment. Okay, you're enjoying now, tomorrow you will not be. That is material world. But spiritual world, unlimited enjoyment is there. TK? Okay. Hare Krishna. Okay. Any questions or comments from anybody in the universe? Hare Krishna. Okay, I'll take 1, 2, 3. You go. He got stuck. That's when he got upset. I'll tell it now so everyone can hear it, because they can't hear. Right? So Madhu Mangala was there. I'll tell it for you, just so everyone can hear. Is that okay? Yeah. So Madhu Mangala and all the cowherd boys, they jumped through the window, and they were eating everything in the gopis' house. But then the gopis heard them, they came, and all the boys jumped out the window, and Madhu Mangala tried to jump out, but he ate so much, he was too big. He couldn't get out the window. So on the other side, Krishna was pulling him, trying to pull him out. And then on the other side, the gopis with a big stick were hitting him on the bottom, going, and he was going, And then they got him out, and that's when he cursed the gopis. He said, how can you hit a brahmana? I will curse you. You will get married, and your husband will have so many wives, and like that. And then that's when he said to them, you give me 1 million ladus. That's the story. Very good, thank you. Thank you for being Krishna conscious. Very good, sir. Yada? Because he's pure devotee. The demons? Demons don't go to Goloka. Demons take birth in this material world. He was a devotee. His body was a demon, but in the heart he was already seeing Krishna. So that's why he knew he would go back to Godhead. A pure devotee already sees Krishna. One time Prabhupada said, "You think I am in Los Angeles, but actually I am in Vrindavan." Prabhupada said that. A pure devotee always sees Krishna. He sees Krishna. So he knew that when he dies, he would just go back to Krishna. Okay. Please come again.
So I have a question without an absolute answer.
Oh.
Many devotees have completely different opinions. So you said that everyone who does not follow Krishna's teaching is a demon. But then some people say...
I said that.
Yes.
Did I say that?
You said that.
What did I say?
You said everyone who does not follow Krishna's teaching is an asura.
That's in the Bhagavad Gita, that's me.
So then in the Chaitanya Gita says that everyone who doesn't have Krishna once is a devotee. So who is the demon and who is the devotee? You know, I want an absolute answer to it.
Oh God, you're so German.
Very confusing.
I want an absolute answer to it. Okay. So, Krishna says in the Gita, not me, but Krishna says in Gita. He said chapter 16 is called divine and demoniac nature. So you have to be in one category or the other, right? Divine nature means you believe in God, right? That means you are a devotee. You believe in God. If you do not believe in God, you are atheist, then you are asura, you are a demon. You deny God's existence, right? And you want to enjoy separate from Him. And then we say if someone chants Hare Krishna once, they are devotee. It means that if they chant once, they become purified. Right? It means it destroys, Harinam Chintamani says, it destroys more sins than they can commit in millions of lifetimes. But then, does it destroy their demoniac nature? Not necessarily, because they still want to do demoniac things. So it means they have to chant repeatedly. They have to get some realization, some vigyan. So that the power of taking prasadam once, or the power of seeing, Prabhupada says that if they are at the Ratha Yatra, the non-devotees, and then they see Lord Jagannath on the Ratha Yatra cart, hey, what are you doing? What is this? Are you listening? Okay. So then they see Jagannath on the Ratha Yatra cart, and then Prabhupada says at the time that they pass away, they leave the material world, their whole life will flash before their eyes, and when it gets to Jagannath, it stops. And then they think of Jagannath at the time of death. And then they go forward in the next life. Next life, they get another opportunity for devotional service. So if you chant the holy name once, or you take prasadam once, or you see Jagannath, or, you get purified. But then your soul has to surrender to Krishna. That's up to you. Krishna can't force that. He won't force it. But it gives you the opportunity to take up devotional service again. Like us. Like we're not fully surrendered to Krishna. We're trying, but we're not fully surrendered to Krishna. Because we have to do that voluntarily. Krishna can't do that for us. We have to do it. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
You want to ask something else?
It seems like that someone is a devotee or a demon is quite a temporary designation because it's very circumstantial. Because one person might be a demoniac, let's say he may be a devotee in the morning, but then maybe for circumstances he is a demon in the evening.
Devotee in the morning and demon in the evening?
Yeah, but maybe the day is too short. You can see for example in one life, a person might be act like a demon at first, but in over a few years he becomes like a devotee.
Yeah.
So it's very circumstantial designation. It's not like
Yeah, because the material nature is flickering, right? The mind is flickering, chanchala. So you can be, as you say, you can be materially inclined, like we all were. We were materially inclined. But then we became devotionally inclined as time went by. We became attached to devotional service as time went by. But once you become a devotee, that is not lost. Krishna says that in the Gita. You don't go back to being a demon, right? That is not lost, the devotional merit that stays. The only way you can interrupt the flow of devotional service is by committing offenses. If you commit offenses, then you can drift off. And sometimes we see devotees commit offenses, they drift off. But otherwise it won't happen. Otherwise you will stay a devotee. It's okay? Okay. Good question. Yeah.
You said that nothing material can stop us from doing bhakti, but sometimes we see that we get sick and then we can't actually come to the temple and He will save us. So how is that?
Yeah, it's a good question. So it says nothing material can stop the flow of bhakti. But then you get sick and then maybe you can't come to the temple. But that doesn't stop your bhakti. You can still sit at home in your bed and say, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram. It's difficult, but it doesn't stop it. Nothing can stop your mind from thinking of Krishna. Nothing. Even you're in the most difficult circumstance, your mind can still think of Krishna. Rupa Goswami teaches us, always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. So nothing can stop that. It can make it difficult, but it can't stop it. Does it make sense? Yeah, good question. Any other questions? Yeah.
Many Westerners have said to me, they cannot accept Krishna because so many people are put in this world to suffer. What can you say to them?
We would say to them that the material world is for suffering. We're in prison at the moment. So when you're in prison, you can't say, well, how come I'm not enjoying myself? You can't say that because you're in prison, right? You can't say, well, how come I'm not, enjoying my life? Because you're in prison. So the material world, Krishna says, Dukkalayam ashashvatam. He says it is a prison house. So then you can't get here and say, well, why is it like this? Because it is like this. That's the way you decided to come here. You decided to come here. You decide to leave Krishna and come to the material world. You can't complain now. So you made the wrong choice. You have to live with it. But then Krishna's very kind. He walks through the door of the prison and he says, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. What's the last two words? Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Right? He says, Jeev Jago, Gora Chandra Bole. Lord Chaitanya says, wake up, sleeping souls. Wake up, sleeping souls. How long will you sleep in the lap of the witch called Maya? So even though we're trying to forget him, he comes and wakes us up. Now we have no excuse. We've been woken up. Now we have no excuse. Now we have to serve Krishna.
We understand that thoroughly. For the Westerners, it goes straight over that. You can't even say that to them because it's just so foreign for them.
It just means they haven't suffered enough yet, that's all. Their time will come. Their time will come. About 30 years ago, I was in Adelaide. And I was a young brahmachari. And I was doing book distribution door to door. So I knocked on one door. And then one elderly gentleman came to me. He opened the door. And then we spoke. And I said, I have some books about spiritual life, Bhagavad Gita and so forth. And we spoke. I think he brought some of the books. So he was telling me he was in one of the wars. I can't remember which one, World War II or Vietnam. He was in a war. And he was telling me that they were in the trench. And then whoever they were fighting against started bombing them. And he said before the bombs dropped, 50% of the men believed in God and 50% did not. But he said when the bombs started dropping, he said every man was on his knees saying, God help me. So that just means they haven't suffered enough yet, that's all.
No atheists in foxholes.
What's that?
There are no atheists in foxholes.
Very good. Yeah. Quoted from MASH.
Sorry?
That quote is in MASH.
Oh, we'll get one for that.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, that's a famous saying in the army. There are no atheists in the foxholes, in the trenches. So it just means people haven't suffered enough yet. So sometimes we think we have to, no, we should think like that. We have to save everyone, we have to bring everyone to Krishna. But ultimately it's between them and Krishna. So sometimes you just have to leave it to Krishna. He will make the arrangement in the individual's life to bring them. Sometimes we think, I have to change this person, I have to change this person, I have to change this devotee. Bring them. No, Krishna will do that. You don't have to worry. He's very good. He wrecked my life. He did. He wrecked my life. I wouldn't have become a devotee, but I was 18, 19. I moved into the temple when I was 19, so I was 18, 19, and I was playing chess with Krishna, right? Just listen to the story. Okay. I was playing chess with Krishna. So every time I moved one way, Krishna would move that way. Right? And I was about 18, 19. So I knew that I should become a devotee, but I was trying to escape, outmaneuver Krishna. And he just kept going dun, 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 dun. Everywhere I went, he just I felt like I was playing chess. I'd make a move, he took my king. He took my queen, he took everything. And then finally he said, checkmate. That's it, go to the temple. I had no choice. He ruined my life. So I walked into the temple and then I thought, it's so nice here. I don't want to leave. But if he hadn't have ruined everything, I wouldn't have walked through the door. I would have said, I'll do that later on. He said, no, you're doing it now. So we have to have faith in Krishna. He will ruin everything for us, don't worry. Just have faith in him. And if you know anyone who they think, I don't want to surrender, don't worry, he'll take care of them. He'll ruin everything. And the whole time he does it, he smiles. He says, how did you like that? I ruined everything. How did you like it? This is Krishna. Anything else? That's okay? Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki? Jai Gauranga. Jai Nityananda. Hare Krishna.